Comme toujours, j'attends Hugo ici, coin Sherbrooke avec parc. J'attends Hugo, il paye le parking en ce moment.
Pour ceux qui se rappellent, Dr. Bach, c'est le dentiste qui est en train de changer le monde à partir de sa chaise dentale. C'est vraiment quelqu'un de vraiment intéressant. Il a sorti son livre, Change the World from a Dentistry, qui est disponible sur Amazon. Allez l'acheter.
Je me rappelle bien qu'il te l'a signé une copie, puis il m'a signé une copie, oui. Right?
Allez acheter le livre, vraiment
on peut le lire.
Oui, on va mettre des liens pour que vous puissiez aller acheter le livre si vous voulez.
Tu commençais déjà le lire?
Mais j'ai beaucoup de lectures à faire.
Finally, we made it!
Fait qu'on est finalement arrivé, c'est juste là.
Attends, le 1000. Ouais, c'est le 1000. We're there.
Mais ça nous a pris comme un bon 5 minutes de marche, anyway, ça.
Ah oui, for real.
Puis juste après ça, on s'en va à nos bureaux à Boucherville pour entretenir d'autres personnes. Fait que la journée n'est pas encore finie.
Next person, c'est qui?
Abidon,
respect. Wait for me, Hugo. I have to handle the camera. We finally made it. 5 minutes late.
I'm Mirjana Sindolic. No, you're okay?
Yes,
Yeah, everything is okay.
Are you thirsty? Do you need some coffee?
Yeah, some water, please.
Of course, please.
I appreciate your time.
Oh, but come on.
Because you make time for us. Hi.
I thought maybe here.
Yeah,
no one. Okay?
There?
Or, yes.
No, too little space. We need a bigger.
We can choose anything here if you like it.
Here, here. C'est bien, des belles chaises.
C'est top. Road to the IPO, le podcast des entrepreneurs aguerris, and today's podcast is in English, and we have a wonderful guest, Mirjana Sindolic. Nice to meet you, Mia.
Likewise, Hugo.
Yes. So for those who are watching this or listening to this podcast, can you introduce yourself? Who are you?
Wow.
That's a big question.
Yeah. Well, I'm like everybody else, I'm a person of many faces.
Yes.
So in professional world, I'm a doctor, I'm a dentist,
yes.
I'm a pediatric dentist.
Okay.
And I'm also a dental hygienist.
Okay.
And I'm also a medical counselor here at Mdex&co.
Okay.
And I'm a coordinator of the clinic also at Mdex&co.
So you have like a lot of jobs, like a lot of facets, yeah.
I do, but they're all related to the same field,
yes.
And that's the dental field, and work with patients and with my colleagues.
Yes.
And that's it.
Did you want it to become like a dentist when you were a kid, or do you have like any other projects?
Like every kid, girl, in my time, I should say, when I was really very young,
yes.
The book, the theater, and the cinema were the only means, and television, of course, were the only means of getting to know something.
Yes.
And I was always an avid reader, so I wanted to become a writer.
Oh, wait, yes, okay.
And then I understood I don't need to want to be that, I can be that anyway.
Yes.
And I just wanted to skip, if I could, that loneliness that surrounds every writer. So dentistry as a field of practical, artistic work, and also a constant work with people, surrounded by people, individual also, me and my patient.
Okay.
It was a perfect choice for me.
Good. So how long you been doing how long you been in the dentistry field?
For the past 27 years.
27 years. Okay.
If I don't count my studies.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
So it's even longer, yes.
So you just say that dentist field is like pretty much like art. Why? Like.
Well, it's first of all is the art of communication.
Yes.
It's something that you have to really practice every day, and you learn to communicate by listening.
Okay.
So to go from the start, you need to learn to listen.
Okay.
And then you develop your own communication skills. Okay. And you pass from the level of reacting to information,
Okay.
to the level of guiding your
Guiding,
patient,
okay.
your work and everything. That's first form of the art.
Yes.
Then you have a form of the art that considers you as a person,
Yes.
coming with all your baggage, stories and everything, and you in the professional environment where you acquire the stories, and those stories of your patients become soaked in you, so you literally manage that
Okay.
aspect, not to be overwhelmed, not to be numb, not to be upset, not to be disoriented. So you learn that over time. And of course, it's the art of work,
Yes.
dental work, that should be atraumatic, we say, so
Yes.
no pain,
Okay.
no harm,
Okay.
and of course the final result. But that's something more technical. That's
Because there's a lot of people that are afraid to go to the dentist. Why is that? Why?
well, to me, I should say it's a completely normal thing.
Okay.
One of my students told me once it was perfectly okay. Back in the day, we taught some psychological types,
Okay.
you know, of kids, of
Yeah.
children. So I was saying there is a normal type, there is an anxious type,
Yes.
there is this one, that one. And he raises his hand, he says, what do you mean normal and anxious?
Okay.
Anxious is normal. And from that point, I really developed my thought.
Okay.
He was completely right.
Yes.
First of all, we don't need to just reproduce the knowledge that
Okay.
exists. We
Yes.
need to have a critical distance and to
Okay.
think for ourselves.
Yeah.
And second of all, of course, they're anxious. And that's a normal situation to me.
Okay.
Because being in horizontal position, you're always inferior.
Yes.
You have nothing but to trust me that I know what I'm doing.
Yes. You don't have the control of that.
You have control of it.
Okay.
Nothing probably.
Okay.
And it's completely normal to express that fear, that anxiety, the worry
Yes.
of how things are going to go. For that matter, I've worked a lot on that communication
Okay.
level. So I explain to my patients everything according to my brief judgment,
Okay.
what they are capable or willing to know.
So you make them comfortable.
It's absolutely important that
Yes.
they participate, that they are together
Yes.
with me
Okay.
in the entire visit. It's absolutely important.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh. So. Okay. So. I want to talk also because I think you were also a teacher. Is that right?
Yes, I was working at the University of Belgrade.
Okay.
It was, first of all, it was former Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
That's the country I was born and
Yes.
raised in. And then after changes, it's Serbia nowadays. Yes, I was working for 18 years.
Okay.
I had students, graduate, postgraduate.
What did you
And
teach? Was it the dentistry?
My domain?
The domain?
My
Okay.
field was preventive and pediatric dentistry.
Okay, cool.
So I'm a
Yes.
dentist for kids.
Yes. Okay.
But that's the entire philosophy of how you protect your health.
Okay.
And I cannot think otherwise now.
Yes.
I first think how to protect, and it was also a very, very nice work with young people, with students of
Okay.
final years. I've learned a lot for life, so that keeps my spirit really young.
Yes. Because they say that your general health starts with your mouth. Is that right?
Of course, that's physiologically,
Yes.
that's absolutely
Okay.
right, you know, because if you have all teeth, if they're positioned well, if
Yes.
they're healthy, if the
Okay.
tissues in the mouth are healthy, your posture
Yeah.
will be right,
Okay.
your digestion will be
Okay.
correct, your smiles, your business card, if you want,
Yes.
or private card to anyone.
Okay.
So it's literally the window of your soul, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the matter of self-confidence. You know, when those women in ancient times were explaining the dreams, every time when someone dreamt how the tooth is pulled out,
Okay.
it meant the strength is going out.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, because it's the hardest tissue evidently
Yes,
in the body.
yes.
So we need teeth. We need health of our mouth
Okay.
for the health of our body, simply because they estimate there are over 700 different bacterial species in our
Oh,
mouth.
yes. Wow.
Not all bad guys,
Okay.
but the good guys help the bad guys,
Yes.
so we need to balance.
So you have to take care of the teeth.
You have to take care, and we do have means, and I do a lot. I dedicate my days now to demystification
Okay.
of how we can take care of our mouth. So I give to my patients individually, to each one, very specific tips and tricks
Okay.
how they can survive and win
That's great.
in that
Wow.
quest for good health.
Cool. So before we go to the next question, I just want where can people join you? Which platforms are you on? LinkedIn, Facebook? Where the most easily platform that people can talk with you or have?
Of course. I'll be more than happy to communicate
Yes.
on every kind of worries or
Yes. Like
everybody what everybody would like to know. I'd say I'm on LinkedIn.
Yes.
I'm on LinkedIn, and my full name is Mirjana
Yeah.
Sindolic, so it's like Mirjana Sindolic,
Yes.
as you say.
Okay.
And I'm also on Facebook.
Cool.
Yes, so those platforms for sure.
So we're gonna put all the links so you can join Mia
Yes, with pleasure.
later on the description of this video and on the podcast.
Thank you.
So my next question is, in 2018, right now you're working at Mdex&co as a as a medical counselor.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yes, I have, for the moment, I have functions of medical counselor, and I'm
Yeah.
coordinating the clinical work. That means in large part that I'm involved with the training of staff
Okay.
in communication and dental terms.
Yes.
I'm also coordinating their schedules, and we're developing a kind of a philosophy which is not easy to do. It
Okay.
takes time, but it's highly rewarding, and that's to be kind,
Okay.
to belong,
Yes.
and to trust your support,
Okay.
to trust your colleague, and to be ready to work, to do the work,
Yes.
not to wait for somebody to tell you what
Yes.
to do. So we're having really a nice, pleasant environment right now at
So
work.
you're creating like a very nice environment for dentists and the patients too. So yeah.
For the patients, because everybody can see that,
Yes.
you know, you can feel the vibe if you
Yes.
want, and that's super important because the work is difficult.
Okay.
The work is complicated. Working with people is probably one of the most challenging
Yes.
works jobs you can have. So you need to know how to go through it. You need to learn about yourself first,
Okay.
to listen,
Yes.
to listen to yourself, to listen to the others, and then just take a little distance, take some time,
Okay.
and only then get into the action.
Okay. So you have to
So
step
it's
back.
a bit, absolutely,
Yes.
you need to have better perspective
Okay.
of things. And that's something we're doing, that's one part of the work. The other part of the work is treatment planning, so every patient gets really individually developed treatment plan according to their needs, to their wishes, to their expectations, to their circumstances. So, you know.
Okay. So that brings me to the next question, that is, like you just said that the work is difficult because you're dealing with people, and I want to talk about depression in the dentist field, because most people don't know that a lot of dentists commit suicide. Is that
Yeah,
true?
well, yes, that's
Okay.
Information quite often seen. I'll tell you one thing: depression per se
Yes.
is actually a mental disorder
Okay.
with a strictly chemical base. But here we're talking of many aspects which are surrounding dental work, and not only dental work, but health professions as such.
Okay.
Because you actually deal with people who need help.
Okay.
It's automatically a situation where you're not really equal at the first step.
Okay.
So they need help, and they expect from you to deliver that help,
Yes.
and you're supposed, of course, to know what you're doing. And that develops pressure.
Okay. Yes.
That's completely one aspect that's recognized, and people usually say they're burnt out,
Yes.
they're tired, they're saturated, they lose motivation,
Okay.
there is no enough satisfaction in anything else. I should say yes, it's a very complex work,
Okay.
and if you take it correctly, if you approach it with integrity, with the morale and everything, it's very, very complex. But in the same time, if you're absolutely certain who you are as
Okay.
a person
Yes.
and what your needs are, apart from what you're wanting,
Okay.
what do you really need,
Yeah.
you can be exceptional in that work. Exchanges
Yes.
very, very good relationship that brings you a lot of good vibes back. About depression, suicide,
Yes.
I'll tell you that people are like that whether
Okay.
they are dentists or not, but
Yes.
there are certain professions which are bringing a lot of stress,
Yes.
a lot of responsibility. You know, there are people who are taking care of their families,
Okay.
so that kind of fear is real.
Yes.
And they're usually in debt, so they need to repay. They're working with lots of patients. They're trying to manage their time.
Yeah.
A lot of logistics going on that needs to be organized. So, you know, today it's paradoxical because not only technologies in real life are everyday life
Everyday
are
life.
advancing quickly, but also in professional life, in dentistry, it's accelerating so fast.
So
So
fast. Yeah.
that is, or health professionals
Okay.
as such, we've chosen to run.
To
And
run.
that was clear, to run.
Okay.
But now we need to run faster and faster.
Okay. Yes.
In order to be completed, in order to get to the point
Yeah.
where everybody's, you know, happy, where you've given everything you could.
Yeah.
And that takes toll.
Yes.
If you don't renew, if you don't manage your life, personal life, you're
Yeah.
not only a dentist, you're everybody.
Yeah, it's a human being. Like, yeah.
You know, I go home, I have family, I
Yeah.
have friends. Am I too tired to communicate with them? Can I join all that? Can I make
Yes.
it together? So to me, that cycle of personal and professional life is actually one,
Yeah.
and I'm always me.
Yes.
So if you ask me who am I am a doctor,
Yeah.
I am a hygienist, I am a writer, but
Okay.
I'm a mother, I'm a wife,
Yes.
I'm a sister. So, you know, I'm all that.
All of that. Wow. So let's say if there is I don't know, somebody like a John dentist, somebody who's watching this or listening to this. How can we digest challenge in daily work? How can we like bring more if there is a challenge, how can we deal with that? Like
Of
we're
course.
talking about depression, everything. So
Yes.
let's say there is something there is too much. How can we deal with all of those challenges?
It's very important to understand in the very beginning what's the short term, what's the mid term, what's the long term
Mm-hmm.
relationship that will go on.
Okay.
Your relations to the patients
Yeah.
are for life, so
Yes.
that's professional.
Mm-hmm.
And it's absolutely essential that you have good communication with
Yes.
patients.
Okay.
So for that matter, you need to be educated. A young patient, a young dentist
Yeah.
needs to go toward good knowledge in the form of human behavior.
Okay.
Human behavior in different circumstances.
Okay.
Because you know, you need to presume your patient's coming out of his comfort zone.
Yes.
He's going into a chair.
Yeah.
And you're making noise in his
Mhm.
head. You're provoking sometimes pain.
Yes.
You need to be ready to react and comfort your patient when he or she feels the pain.
Yes.
And we need to know a lot.
Okay.
So we need constantly to be learners for life.
Yes.
That's very helpful.
Yes.
And focusing completely
Okay.
on the patient who's in front of you, I think will help the most.
Yeah, you have to focus on the present. You can't.
Absolutely.
You can start taking another step. You have to be there.
If you bring your worries,
Yeah.
your business,
Yeah.
your home
Okay.
relationships, if you bring in that particular moment, because you have only a limited time with
Yes.
your patient, you will not be good, probably not to yourself
Okay.
first, then to your patient.
Yeah.
You might not hear something that he or she said to you.
Okay.
That's super important.
Yes.
That will guide your way to intervention, to result. And in the same time, for sure, you will not resolve anything that's worrying you all the time. So the pile of everyday life needs really to be organized and decluttered. And we need to understand taking one thing at a time is actually the best approach.
Yes.
We can do it very fast, so it looks like we're multitasking, or we can do it really on our own pace.
Yes.
That's really important to know.
Okay.
So to me, what I'm doing with my girls at the clinic, with my colleagues and dentists and everybody, I'm trying to lead by example.
Yes. Yes.
Just to show them rather to tell them how the things are done.
You have to lead by example. Yeah.
That's ideal, but I'm trying.
Okay. So you have to be present on the right moment. You cannot think about other stuff when you're like with a patient or with maybe even with somebody else talking. You have to be present.
Oh, it's a little bit of a chess.
Yes.
But a very positive way of chess. That's for me. That's being happy. Actually, is being positive.
Yes.
And that's completely different from being naive, because that kind of kindness is something that you need to practice every day.
Okay, so we're almost at the end of this podcast video, and before we go to the last question, I want to just ask, where can people join you again? Where's the platform that people can talk with you, like LinkedIn? Is that right?
LinkedIn would be the best way to join me. Yes, it's I'm Mirjana Sindolic. Mirjana Sindolic. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So this is because you were talking about when we start this podcast that you wanted to be a writer. Yes.
Yes.
And I have I know that you're gonna publish a book with Dr. Bach, who's a professional health.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's professional health.
Yeah.
But also the subtitle is Unconventional Quest for Happiness. So yes, we're exploring the entire profession, actually, the health field. How to approach that conversation that we need to establish for everybody, that we know we're not alone. We need to exchange to help each other.
Wow. So you finally did it, you're a writer.
There you go.
I want to finish with a nice quote that I hear you saying before. I think it was the best time to plant a tree is right now. I know it's 20 years ago, I think.
It was 20 years ago.
Can
and
you
the
say,
next, yes. It's actually an old Chinese proverb.
Yes.
The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Yes.
The next best time is now.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Hugo. Likewise. Thank you for having me. Because people are devastated by work. Work consumes.
Yes.
They need to distance themselves to see what's the problem.
Yeah.
To be hard on the problem.
Yeah.
And very soft with people.
Yeah, and have to step back and say.
Always stop. Inhale. Do. You're gonna get out here?
Yes.
Okay. Have safe return. Safe return. Thank you so much. Bye.
Fait que c'était une autre belle entrevue en anglais. Fait qu'on était dans les bureaux des Mdex&co. On avait interviewé Dr. Bach ici. Là, on a interviewé Mia qui travaillait avec Dr. Bach. C'était vraiment une belle entrevue. C'était plus spécifique pour les domaines des dentistes. Tout ce qui est dentiste et autres, mais il y avait beaucoup de conseils au niveau de l'aspect comme comment gérer l'impression au travail et tout ça. Fait que c'était vraiment excellent. Puis là, il faut qu'on aille là-bas parce qu'on a payé le parking. Fait que ça s'en vient dans 10 minutes, il faut qu'on soit là. Fait que let's go.
Avidan, we're running for you, just for you, in our studio for a Zoom call. Wait up, Avidan.
So, direction Boucherville dans notre bureau. On va se voir là avec notre prochain invité dans son Zoom call, vidéoconférence. Avidan, M. Respect, on te voit là. Fait qu'on est finalement arrivé à l'auto, on s'en va à Boucherville. On s'en va interviewer Avidan, M. Respect et Marc-André, entrepreneur et fondateur du Kinélite. Donc on va les interviewer là maintenant.